Hello and welcome to Barmy Army TV. We're delighted to be joined by the man of the moment, England all-round and IPL star, Mr. Sam Curran. How are you, mate? How's India life, hotel room? All right?
Hey guys, yeah, thanks for having me. All good. Obviously in India at the moment. Like you said, IPL's just started, so that's exciting. My team unfortunately lost our first game, but main thing, lose our first few games and win.
So we've asked social media for some questions when we were inundated with hashtag Ask Sam. We've picked out some of the best, and there's plenty, and someone even asked to marry you. So they're not on here, don't worry. Don't need to tell your missus that either. Some of the members have joined us now. So we're going to start up with the first question. We have 15-year-old George Hoxley. Take it away, George.
Who would you say has the worst fashion sense in the England team?
Nice question. Worst fashion? Oh, I'd say Ollie Pope and Dom Sibley, two of my better mates. They do wear some strange gears here and there, but worst gear. I think anyone who wears full running shoes with jeans isn't a great look. But no, the fashion's pretty good on this side, but we haven't been out for a while, so we haven't been actually in. Everyone just sticks to their casuals in the hotel rooms at the minute. So yeah, I'd say those two, but they'll kill me for saying that. So
we won't tell them. We actually had Jofra on the podcast a while back, and he actually said your brother. So thanks for that question, George. Now on to 17-year-old Vicky.
Does it feel any different when you play against your brother like you did Saturday in the IPL?
Yeah, I think it was very special the other night. Actually, there was a great picture after the game that somebody put up. Great, brought back a few garden memories back when we used to play in the back garden. Quite strange when he's running into bowl and he's your brother and you've done this so many times, but this actually counts this time where the world's watching. So that was pretty special.
Top man. Thank you for that question, Vicky. Now we're heading down to Deal in Kent to ask. James wants to ask you a question about the IPL. Take it away, James.
It's well documented how much CSK think of you as a team member and a player. How do you think playing for CSK has developed you as a cricketer, Sam?
Yeah, I think it's just a great franchise, very laid back. We've actually been written off this year, which is quite funny because our coach is enjoying being the underdog, that calls it, because he knows the team's so experienced. So yeah, it's been great. I've loved the setup. It's very different to some other franchises where you can get a lot of external pressure from owners and different types of pressures. But Chennai is so relaxed, which I think coming to tournaments like the IPL it's quite a daunting tournament because there's so much stuff on it in terms of the money, the pressure as an overseas player, stuff like that. There's always a lot of eyes on you. So whereas Chennai lets you go out there and treat it like a normal game, which is really great, actually.
Sam, thank you for that. Now up to Scotland. Hamish, quick question before cricket camp this morning.
What would you change when bowling in different countries in the IPL, and do you find that hard or relatively easy?
Yeah, another great question. I'd say same sort of thing. It's just India, as you probably noticed if you watch any of the games, the grounds are a lot smaller. So I think this tournament, the scores are going to be a lot bigger. I think as the tournament goes on, the wickets might be a bit more slower, so you might bowl a few more slow balls. And whereas early in the tournament, you'll see the seamers probably relying on bowling a bit more pace on, try and get some use out of the wickets. But batsmen are so good nowadays, the margin for bowling, like if you miss a Yorker and stuff like that, you just know as soon as you let go of the ball, it's gone. So
batter's game, isn't it?
It is.
Next question. Thanks for that, Hamish. Now on to Tom Pilkington. Wants to ask you about playing multiple formats. Take it away, Tom.
Looking into the next 5 years and the future of your career, are there any particular focuses you'd like to see work on, or any particular goals you'd like to have achieved in either red ball or white ball cricket?
Yeah, another good question. I think what comes to mind straight away is that this year is T20 World Cup and Ashes. So those are two huge series. Well, World Cup obviously is the a World Cup, and then Ashes is obviously a pinnacle for any players to play for England in Ashes series in Australia. So, and then again, the next year is T20 World Cup, and then the following year is the 50-over World Cup. So there's 3 World Cups in 3 years, which is pretty cool to say the potential of that happening. But I think the goal for this, I just try to take a series or game by game. But obviously by the end of this year, I'd love to say I'm a World Cup winner and an Ashes winner. That would be obviously the goal. But
fantastic answer. Thank you for that question, Tom. And we certainly would love to be there at all of those competitions you mentioned over the next year. Fingers crossed we're allowed in. Now, Tegan, final question from Tegan, who has had to get permission off her headmaster to ask this question. So Tegan, take it away.
Hi Sam, I think you've kind of touched on this a little bit, but what was it like playing back garden cricket with your brothers compared to now, where you're able to play both against and with them on like the world stage as professionals?
Yeah, great question. I think it's, like I said, it was very strange. You've got to try and keep, because obviously in the garden, I'm sure you may have brothers or sisters, but it's when you play in the garden, there's a lot of bickering, fighting, losing the tennis ball over the hedge, stuff like that. There's so much of that in my family, but now you actually get people throwing the ball back when you get into the stands. So it's quite strange. But the other night we had a good laugh after the game. You kind of talk about things, and it's quite hard to keep a straight face when you're facing your brother in a big game. But it's amazing. We're really lucky to do it. To play against them, play with them is fantastic. It's a great experience. It's something obviously it's really hard to explain, but it's really cool. There's a lot of bragging rights, so you just don't want to be the one who gets out to your brother or you get hit by your brother. So yeah, hopefully next time we play Delhi in the next game, hopefully I can get him out, and he doesn't get me out. So it's all good fun. It's not too serious, but it's an amazing experience.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Cheers, Sam. Thanks everyone for coming on. Say bye to Sam, and we're all done.
Cheers, Sam.
Cheers, Sam.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, Sam.
Sam. Bye.